Now boarding for Rebuild of JOYCAST, your weekly destination for anime, manga, and more.
Welcome back, everyone, to JOYCAST. I am fresh off vacation and ready to work myself down to the ground once again. Val, how was your week off?
My week off was very relaxing, thank you, Ivan. I got a fair few things done. Picked up a new voiceover job.
I was gonna say, I feel like you did
well.
more work. Like you haven't gotten a proper vacation yet. That's gonna be what? 2 weeks from now, you're going to LA?
Yeah, that's right. I'm going to LA. I've set up an in-person workshop in the area as well. So looking forward to doing that.
Oh, that's cool. Get a little work and play done.
Yeah, it's our life. We're
Take advantage of maybe join some strikes.
No,
I was just recording with our pal.
If I come across a strike, I'm on fucking holiday. You know, leave me the fuck alone.
I was recording with our friend Anthony Morales yesterday, and like he was talking about how these strikes are like the best networking opportunity. Like
Yeah.
he's making friends with Eric Bauer right now, the voice of Bugs Bunny currently.
Really?
Like they just been chilling. Like he chills out the Disney fucking I think he lives like 10 minutes away from the Disney studio. So that's where he goes to strike, and he just hangs out with a bunch of writers and voice actors, and they all just strike daily. Like I was recording, he's like, "Hey, it's getting close to like 2 o'clock. I need to go out and do some striking." I'm like, "Oh yeah, do your networking. Go ahead, buddy." Like they're having a blast.
I'm already working. I guess. I mean, I'll take advantage. I just don't want to be like, I just want a chill time. I don't want to hustle and bustle. I'm going to freaking LA, of course. It's hustle and bustle.
You're going there specifically to meet with the Lackadaisy crew.
Yeah, and go to a party and have a nice time, and yeah, do a workshop.
I mean, I'm telling you right now, it's a party in LA, Val. You're networking. It's gonna be networking.
Yeah, that's true. I already know.
You're on a work vacation. I would. You can deduct that from your taxes, buddy. It counts.
I am. It's already on there. I'm looking forward to it though. There's the travel anxiety, not bigly.
Oh, absolutely. I know how you feel.
Yeah, it's just I've got 9 hours in Copenhagen. Then on the way back, it's gonna be 22 hours in Copenhagen. It's gonna be stressful.
22 hours on a layover?
Yep, 22 hours in Copenhagen on the way back. I had dude, I didn't want to either. I was looking as best I could for like other flights, but couldn't do it. It was the cheapest flight.
That's fair enough. Yeah, so so the past week, Steena and I went to Boise. We always do this is an annual trip we do every year. And this is definitely a non-work related vacation. This is one that we can't deduct from our taxes because we specifically leave the computers at home. We don't work, we don't look at anything. We just get away. And I always hate beforehand. I'm like, God damn, I'm working on things, I don't do it. But when I go, this was an exhausting vacation. We had a huge itinerary. There was a lot going on, but oh my god, mentally, I am fucking refreshed. Not doing any fucking work-related shit. But yeah, basically, we just went down there to meet a lot of IRL friends and family, and do a lot of climbing. It was funny because we went to 2 specific gyms. One was Steena's home gym, which was a smaller one. I wasn't impressed with the because I'm a boulderer, not a top roper. Usually I'll do both, but I prefer bouldering, which people don't know. Top rope is you have a rope on you called the belay to catch you if you fall, and you climb much higher. Bouldering is closer to the ground, and there's a lot of variations on bouldering. I specifically like to cave boulder, but bouldering, you don't have a harness. You're not.
That's the one where you're upside down and then
you fall on the ground. But it's a nice, usually in a climbing gym, it's a big cushy floor. Especially at the ones that we went to were very bouncy.
Would you be 4 or 5 feet off the ground or something in the caving one?
Well, you can go higher than that, yeah. But yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but that's that. I remember seeing you on those early ones. That were quite. They weren't the highest off the ground, but that's just to get you into it because this is kind of a new thing that you've gotten into, isn't it?
Yep. But yeah, so the one we went to, the smaller gym we went to, the bouldering I was not impressed by, but the top rope, I don't usually have the top rope, but their top rope, they had walls that are built like an authentic cliff face. So there's cracks and crevices and shit where you can dig your feet and your hands into to give you a little more extra security, a little more interesting climb. And the wall isn't flat. Like, it can hang, it can go forward a bit, you can climb up some shelves.
Why don't
like,
you
I
and Steena...
actually thought it was really cool.
Why don't you and Steena write, you know, the perfect, iconic rock climbing girls anime that you really want? Manga, even.
Because, like I said, I'm just a beginner. I don't really know much about it. And again, I'm completely in the gym.
But you've got the artistic and creative flair. You both do.
We do. I still gotta get PARAMEDIC done, buddy. Okay? we
How's that
got we're
going?
big to small here.
How is PARAMEDIC going?
It's going good. It's just because our artist is so busy, our budget is very tight, so we sneak in as many pages as we can at a time.
I'm sure
But
about
it's getting there.
expanding,
It's getting there. I've seen some roughs recently. We are heading towards the finish line.
Have you
and
thought? I
getting
mean, I know you
excited.
said you have a tight budget. Have you considered getting, like, you know, more outside, like, artists and stuff to try and do stuff as well on it?
Well, that's more budget, baby. Like that, hiring more artists is. We don't have that budget. We have a budget for one artist and one specific
Okay.
one who's very
Fair
busy
enough.
and divided because we don't pay them enough of their full attention.
Oh, that's fair enough.
That's how it goes. But yeah.
Donate to the Patreon.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Sponsor time. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by our Patreon because we're floating very close to our minimum, our 500. We're getting close to $500 a month, and those who follow our director's commentary knows that when we get that low, we have to start delaying productions. We need the Patreon. It helps get our editors paid and the parodies get made. All right, keep us above 500, baby, and then we can keep chugging along because joint training is almost done, and then we're working on another Spy X Family Abridged currently, and I would hate for that to get delayed because that one should be a very quick production. But
I believe you
if we-
also have some pretty tubular shirts of these backwards echoes.
that there's one in production right now. Yes, there's another one. So it's gonna take a little bit of time though.
That one's very cool.
But the other episodes are publicly now on YouTube and our Podbean. You know, anywhere you listen to podcasts, you can find these backwards echoes.
But the shirt. Talk more about the shirt.
Oh, the shirt is off. That was a limited edition, my friend.
Ah, it's already out.
shirt-
It's already done. Oh,
The shirt's done, and it was available between April 1st and May 31st. And as
the
of
shirt
today,
is
it's
very
gone.
cool. I liked the shirt.
It was an awesome ass shirt. Anyone who grabbed that, you got a piece of history. That was a cool ass shirt.
I'm
But there is a new
actually-
shirt up now. We have so it's June. So now the Joy Pride shirt is back, and it's no longer limited edition. That will now forever stay on the store. So if you ever wanted to comp one of those, it's on the store, baby.
I'm
And
gonna say
but
as
only
well.
only in June though. We have a promo. You get 10% off if you use the promo code Joy Pride. You'll get 10% off that. We sell our shirts pretty cheap, so you can bat off even more. Get the hell of a deal if you buy it this month.
I think when I might just start off actually I might do a Pride sale actually.
You should.
I'm gonna
Best
be
month.
getting some new prints out at some point anyway of things that I'm in.
It's
Probably
literally
gonna
it's
be
like
Devastating.
Pride is literally just summer now. All right.
Hmm.
It's time to go fucking nuts. But back on the vacation end there, like I said, the top rope was really cool at that gym.
Oh, yeah.
But the gym I loved, it was called Vertical View, I think. And this is in Boise, Idaho. It's this huge ass gym. They have a rock climbing wall outside the building. But in the building, because there's a height limit for buildings in Boise, and they wanted higher walls, so they dug it underground. And so these top ropes are fucking huge. I didn't even dare touch those. Steena did. She was going crazy. But I love their bouldering. I think that's my favorite bouldering wall now, is in Vertical View. They don't have a cave, but they do simulate the cave with some overhangs. And there's just a lot. There's a huge variety of walls, and they're very beginner and intermediate friendly. Because most bouldering areas tend to be more advanced friendly. Which is fair, because bouldering is technically a more advanced climbing.
Did you see Cody in Boise?
I did not see Cody in Boise. He lives on the East Coast.
Oh, I
He
thought
couldn't
that
join
the
us for
Boise
that.
trip was at one point for like a few people. Or is that a different trip that you would think of?
Peo is going to be moving to Boise very
cool.
soon. We thought he'd be moved in this year, but it just wasn't in the cards. But next year, our dear friend Peo, who composes a lot of the music for this podcast and other stuff, he's gonna be down there, and he loves climbing too. So it's gonna be awesome seeing him down there. But otherwise, yeah, like I said, it was a very busy trip, very exhausting, but very fun. And then we got back, and I just spent the past couple days recouping and doing just a little bit of work. I think yesterday and today is the most work I've done since I got back from vacation. Like, I'm kind of, as of today, I'm definitely fully back in the swing of things.
That's good to hear, man.
But yeah, like I said, I'm on vacation, and then like a week or two, you're going on vacation, so...
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, a bit anxious, but it should be a really nice time. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. I'm already planning my next vacation, too. Like, I'm not going... I'm not spoiling where I'm going, but I'm definitely going to be on the West Coast this fall. And that'll be interesting. We'll see how that works out. If I... That might be a quiet, private trip. We'll see. But it might be slightly work related. This is one of those tax deductible trips. But we got to see because it might overlap with another tax deductible trip because that's the one. The other one we can discuss is we're trying to get a guest spot at Youmacon, and we leave a link in the description of this podcast. If you haven't yet, please let Youmacon know that you want JoyRide Entertainment at this convention. This is early November of this year. We would love to go there. But if we don't, then I'm going to be planning my other vacation a little bit earlier.
Alrighty.
So that'll be fun. But yeah, otherwise that's it. I don't have much to tell because when you get to my private life, I don't really talk much about that.
No. That's true.
And so I feel like it's boring. Like, it's very interesting for me because I'm living it. But privately, it's like, how much do I want to know? Because again, I don't want to work, and it's like if I start bringing up my private life, that just becomes work, and there's got to be a separation of church and state.
I completely agree with that. What else did you do in Boise though besides climb rocks?
That was it. Like I said, there's nothing else I want to discuss in Boise because otherwise it starts to become it becomes more bringing my private life into work.
I thought though there'd be like a little bit more that you wanted to talk about, but okay then.
Dude, no, that's it. I just want to talk about the climbing. Otherwise, the friends and family is very personal.
Fair enough.
Otherwise, you know what? We saw the Little Mermaid. I can talk about that.
What do you think?
It was basic. I just say I'm highly against the Disney remakes, but the Little Mermaid I would say is on the better end of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, but otherwise, like I think all the underwater stuff was shit, but all the on land stuff, even though it was definitely a very sanitization of colonialism and the Atlantic slave trade, it was actually quite entertaining. Like they actually kind of added to the characters in that realm. I was like, you know what? That's actually quite enjoyable. Also, I was drunk as fuck. I went, so before vacation, I went fucking clean for 2, I did not drink, I did nothing for 2 weeks, so I knew that it wasn't gonna take much to get me fucking faded when we were on vacation. So we went, this theater in Boise, they have basically, like, it has 2 levels. There's the basic level of the movie theater, but there's a second floor that if you're 21 years old, you can go to, and I swear to so the cost of living in Boise is really expensive, but their movie theaters are cheaper than mine back home, but they offer way fucking more. So even for cheaper than my movie theater, although they get you on the drinks and the food, that's where it gets fucking pricey.
Well, that's the way with all movie theaters.
But they have a adult 21 years old and older only floor that's in a balcony looking over the theater. Like, they can barely hear you, no one can see you, and you can just fucking bring drinks and food, and you can just fucking laugh. So it was like me and Steena and a bunch of other people just fucking yelling at the fucking, like, so this is a movie that's definitely worth dancing over, and that's what made it fun. The experience. I'm glad I saw The Little Mermaid at this particular theater, because if I went to my basic ass theater, I wouldn't be allowed to scream and talk and drink. It would have fucking sucked. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with that. And then, yesterday, I saw Across the Spider-Verse.
And how
at my boring ass theater. No spoilers, because this has just come out, and I want to give people a little more time.
I've been kind of worried about it, to be honest. They show so many trailers.
They've shown so many trailers, Val. And
we've
made jokes about the press, about the authentic for animation Panic Attack and shit like that. I don't know what the fuck this press junket was on, or these trailers. They showed nothing. They have showed nothing. Anything you are worried about, fear not. This shit is extra as fuck. It's a Tears of the Kingdom situation where if Into the Spider-Verse wasn't such a classical story, Across the Spider-Verse actually threatens to nullify it. It is, the animation is fucking insane. Like,
Oh, I
I
have no
was,
doubt on that.
I was literally, edge of your edge of your seat is such like it's so contrived. But my God, I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. I was blown the fuck away by this, Val.
I'm gonna go
It does
see
have
it
some
on
issues
Sunday.
because people, it has an Empire Strike Back kind of feel to it going into it, and you know.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
And-
part 1 of 2, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's the only thing that ruins the experience. But you know that going in. So then when you start getting towards the end, you're like, oh, okay, come on, wrap it up. I know this isn't going anywhere now. This is going to be the sequel. Come on, wrap it up. But besides that, fucking awesome. Fucking
That's sick.
amazing. I loved it. I hate
I'm glad to
sequels.
hear.
I love this sequel.
I was more excited for the idea of, like, potentially Spider-Man not just being the Peter Parker story, but, like, spanning out into
Yes.
maybe
Yes,
other
like
things.
Miles Morales and Spider-Gwen, very heavy in this one. And they do some interesting shit with Spider-Man 2099.
Okay. I like Spider-Man
Those are the
2099.
things. Basically, Peter B. Parker's the one who kind of gets shit canned in this one. That was another one of my complaints because I really like him. And what they do with him is pretty fun here, but you could just tell they're like, yeah, we've... Into the Spider-Verse
His arc
was his story.
is-
They
his
got
arc
nothing
is
left for
over.
this guy.
That's true.
Like, basically what you see in the trailers, yeah, that's what you get for Peter B. Parker. But everyone else, like, they don't show you anything they're doing with Spider-Gwen. And good, because when you see it, my God, the opening is so fucking impressive. You're just like, oh my God, what the fuck? Holy shit. Because remember when the Into the Spider-Verse came out, they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna make a Spider-Gwen movie, and this movie and that. You can tell with this movie, they went, you know what? Fuck it, we're doing it here. Like, smoke it all if you got it in this one. It's there's a lot happening in this movie. It's a 2 hour and 20 minute
That's
film.
why I was kind of worried. It seemed like there was too much happening.
Yeah, I like, honestly, I'm not sure how I'll feel in a rewatch because when I saw Into the Spider-Verse, I thought it was okay. Like, I don't know why. I just, like, I saw it and went, I'm like, oh, finally. Like, it feels like this is the kind of story we should have had. I'm like, yeah, like, we should have had this story a long time ago. Like, I'm glad it finally happened. But then with every subsequent rewatch, I've seen Into the Spider-Verse like 20 times. And it gets better every fucking time. And it's one of my all-time favorite movies now. Across the Spider-Verse blew me away on the first watch. I have a bad feeling it's going to get worse on subsequent rewatches. But we shall see. Because I will rewatch this, and maybe I will start catching more details that I missed. And I'll end up loving it even more. But right now, it's an all-timer. Like, it threatens to nullify the original. Like, holy fuck. They took everything they learned, and they did more. I like, literally, I cannot believe this film exists. Like, it pisses me off. How, like, I was watching this, I was getting fucking pissed. Because I'm like, oh my God. Some live-action films can't even get one good shot composition. The shots in this film, there's like a million amazing shots. Like, it's just like, oh my God, holy fuck. Movies are trash, man. Movies are fucking trash right now.
They have been for a while, though.
Oh, they're so garbage. But this is gonna be a good year, though. Cause I've heard that there's some good things at Canes.
I hope
Cans
so.
or cons, however you want to say it. You little gentrified fuckers.
You want to talk about the trifecta?
Yeah, I want to talk about the trifecta. Actually, before the trifecta,
Oh?
this will segue us in. I've got 2 bits of news. While on vacation, because we ended up having some ample reading time.
So there
and
is more.
Steena and I backpacked. That's our thing now. Is just backpack on these trips. Guys, if you can fit everything you can in a backpack, it makes traveling so much easier. I learned this lesson last year in Boise. Backpack. Take your backpack on the plane. Don't check your bags in, and just carry it with you. And it's just so much fucking easier. You gotta pack efficiently to do so. But we forgot to bring books. And I was like, we have some ample reading time here. We should get some. So we went to a bookstore. And again, I live in bumfuck nowhere, Michigan. So, like, the only manga we have is, like, the basic shit. My Hero Academia and Naruto. Here, in Boise, there was a wider selection. And so I picked up Dungeon Meshi. Because at the time, Trigger announced that they were doing Dungeon Meshi, and they released some trailers and some promo visuals and stuff.
Yeah, cooking
And I
in a
was like,
dungeon or whatever.
that's really cool. I'm excited. I'm gonna read Dungeon Meshi because a lot of people recommended it. That's a very cute manga. I got volume 1. It's just about a bunch of adventurers in not a D&D world, but definitely a very basic fantasy dungeon crawler world. Very, very gamey. they lose a travel companion in the dungeon, and they're out of money, so they decide to pack efficiently. And they go, hey, you know what? We can save cost on food if we just kill monsters, eat the monsters that we kill in dungeon. And so they meet like a little dwarf man, and he's like their guide to cooking in the dungeon. It's a mix of Shogeki no Soma, Food Wars, and there's a little bit of cryptobiology, bit of travel. It's a very light read, but very fun, very nice. I'm excited for the manga, for the anime, and I might, if I find more time to read some manga, I might read more volumes of this.
Is it long chapters or?
They're pretty sizable. Like
long chapters or short?
Long chapters. It reads like a monthly, but it's a very light read, very visual, very quick dialogue. It doesn't get very deep into things.
Okay.
And a little bit technical when it comes to cooking, but it's fantasy cooking. It's not real cooking.
Okay.
So it's very fun.
Does it have an ongoing like story, or is it more one-off adventures?
It's a story. It's an ongoing story, but it's very surreal slice of life. Like every chapter focuses on a member. At least I read only the first volume, and every chapter focuses on it's a character study on each member of the party. But with each subsequent chapter, they get deeper and deeper into the dungeon. So I assume that like eventually, like, I don't think it's. I'm not sure if this series has been completed yet, but I assume it's built to last forever. And they just keep going deeper and deeper, and then when they decide to axe the guy, then he'll fucking do the finale. But this is something that's definitely built to last. It's like Spy X Family. It can be filler forever if it wants to be.
Noted. Okay.
Otherwise, so that leads into some very interesting manga-related news. Court and Furuhashi, the duo behind My Hero Academia Vigilantes, it was just announced that on Jump Plus, they're gonna get a Spider-Man manga about Doc Ock, and it's about him waking up in the body of a Japanese schoolgirl. Which to me, it's like, I used to read the Superior Spider-Man, which is that run where he was in Peter Parker's body.
Yeah.
So I'm calling it Superior Schoolgirl. That's what I'm calling it. But yeah. So
this sounds like the Transformers. There was a manga where Starscream like ended up in like a android schoolgirl.
Yeah, it's basically that. Like it's clearly just promo for Across the Spider-Verse, but the fact that it's Betancourt and Furuhashi, like, I'm all game. Like, these guys, like, are they not the best guys at adapting superhero manga? Like, let them cook. Let them cook. I will read this, but I will say to the audience though, keep your expectations tempered, because this is clearly just promo. And anytime Marvel collabs with Jump, they do a lot of collabs. They're usually very short and very like hard parody. Like they don't take it very seriously. But with Court and Furuhashi, who knows? They might go super hard on it. I'm excited. I miss these guys. I'm glad they're back, and it's cool that they're back on superhero stuff. But with that though, I think we can segue into this week's My Hero Academia 390.
I really liked it.
What's that?
I really liked this chapter.
Oh, this chapter's fucking baller.
Yeah, the art was absolutely on point.
Todoroki got his big fucking moment where he does like a fucking ice nuke.
Todoroki is cool, even.
Yeah, Todoroki, his development comes together where he's like... Yeah, you go on.
I was just gonna say, I've always felt kind of ambivalent towards Todoroki.
Because he's always a non-participant. Where he discusses it here, where he goes, he's afraid to argue because he comes from a fucking abusive household. And here he goes, you know what? Arguing's kind of worth it. And I'm like, that's fucking great. Like, oh, he got back to the theming that I had during the Sports Festival arc in the Abridged series. Where he's like, yeah, you can't hide from this shit, buddy. You gotta fucking go for it.
And it was really sweet. I liked it, and everyone looked freaking sick. And honestly, it all just looks like a weird version of Fire Punch.
Kinda, but that was when he was on fire. Now he's just an ice.
No, even now it does. Like, even like the fucked up Derby being all like, we should.
I'm so pissed because Horikochi's gonna find a way to put this.
Perish.
Yeah, like this is like the all white frame paneling is so fucking sick. I can't wait for the anime to ruin this.
But it's like
these are moments where you just gotta let the manga have it, because
I'm gonna say it. Do not
the simplicity.
I'm gonna say it. I do not feel. It's kind of horrible. How can I say that someone shouldn't be healed from this? But like,
no. I'm just saying, like, we're gonna put Dabi into a fucking robot body, or Aries gonna reverse him. I hate this. Let him die here. This is fucking sick. Let him die being hateful.
Yeah.
Like, that's the message, isn't it?
Yeah.
That you gotta fucking move on and forgive, and if you don't, like, you gotta teach the fucking lesson. Let the fucker die. He was a force of nature. Let him go naturally, man.
I completely agree. I do not want him to, like, you know, have the...
But
We've
just
discussed
like
this too many times.
The Todoroki family, you're just sitting there all fucked up, and Endeavor's apologizing. He's like, let me have it, I'm fucking sorry. And they're just saying, oh, man.
It's just a fact that out of everyone, he is the one that should not go back on his shit. He has been fucking vile the entire series.
Yeah, like, Dabi's gotta go. That being said, if this is our farewell to Ida, it's Ida tossing Todoroki and saying, go on without me. Fuck off. Like, it's a great moment. It's a great moment, but don't pretend like this is Horikoshi making a joke about the fact that Ida was just a step stool for Todoroki.
Yeah. That's how it feels.
God damn it. Cool shot. Fucking awesome moment. Cool shot. But
the
it's like,
ice plane is badass.
I want Ida's team up with Stain. Come on. Ida has some character. Ida still has fucking loose ends. Let him have it.
If this is the end of the Todoroki, if we're not going to see Todoroki for a while, if we just leave it there, I'll be happy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is the end of the Todorokis. Stellar finish. Stellar fucking finish. Even for Ida, I'm like, this is more than I thought we were going to get of Ida at the end. I was so at peace with Ida getting nothing in the finale. So I'm not going to fucking bite the hand that feeds. But the fact that he is here now, it's like, oh man, let him talk to Stain. Please, those two gotta
I think we could still get that. I mean, it feels like, yeah, he's done, I guess. Like, he looks absolutely
it looks like
exhausted.
he's done. It really looks like this is over.
We could be surprised somehow. Because, like, we've still got a big
we'll see
bad
Todoroki
fight.
getting married to Yaoyorozu, even though they've only talked, like, in a couple panels together.
We've still got to have, like, the big boss fight, and I'm pretty sure everyone's gonna join in.
Well,
once more
now,
for
as
that
you
one.
see in the final panel, it's we're getting our Ochako Toga showdown.
Yeah, finally.
Except
like,
we won't, because they've done this like a million. He's done this a million times, where he shows the last panel with Ochako and Toga, and then they don't do anything.
True. I want something out of this really badly. I've been looking forward to this.
I know, but let's dial it back. This chapter's awesome, but Horikoshi is once again on another break because, as I said last episode, I do not trust statements about mangaka's health. I never trust them. Oh, I'm doing better now. I can digest peanuts now. I don't want my mangaka fucking shitting in showers. Okay? I don't want this. He needs to fucking rest. If he's got to come back to work, he needs to stop doing this extra shit. Like, because he says he's on break, but then he does a fucking special spread for team up mission, where it's like, if you want to do your fucking mail order bride fucking human trafficking lore, do it on team up mission. The kids will love it. But on your own magazine, on your own series, bro, let's wrap this shit up. I don't want you to die. I need Horikoshi to be healthy because I do want him to come back.
Mm-hmm.
I've already discussed this last week, so I'll keep this short, but I am so worried about Horikoshi's health right now. I don't want him looking like Dabi at the finish line, okay? I don't want that. Because I'm really appreciating this series in the end game here.
I just think at this point I feel like it's up to him, to be honest.
I don't think it's up to him. I think it's fucking Jump being fucking ruthless. I've always been at war with his editors, even though the new editor he's got is great.
If he wanted to stop,
but I still don't fucking trust editors.
I think he just views it as he's at the finish line. I think, and he just wants to.
Yeah, but he's killing himself. No, die after. Well, don't die. Don't die after. Don't die at all.
Well, I think
live
I'm just
to
gonna
make another masterpiece.
I'm just gonna say, if Ruri Dragon can go off and immediately, and there's still talks of it coming back eventually in some form,
still talking about a Ruri Dragon comeback.
Absolutely, they would let Horikoshi, if he is genuinely in dire straits and as unhealthy as he is, take time off. I think it's just down to him wanting to just get it done.
Has it been a year since Ruri Dragon fucking...
It's been fucking ages. So I really don't think the Jump... administration are that hard on
we're
him.
approaching the 1 year anniversary.
He is a golden goose. Horikoshi is a golden goose. I think they would absolutely give him the time if he fucking wanted it. He's just chosen to do this thing where he takes a week off, comes back, does another one. I think that's just what he's choosing to do.
I can't believe nobody. So that I'm just
I get it.
Horikoshi
You're
to get his
passionate
fucking
about
rest.
like workers' rights and everything like that, you know.
But what I want to talk
something
about is like, is you remind me of Ruri Dragon. And like, yeah, it's been exactly a year now.
Yeah.
You know me, I've been holding out hope, but now I think it's been a little too long.
It's been way too long.
Considering what happened to Super Smartphone and fucking and Red Hood and the possibility of Fabricant 100 also going out the fucking door.
In fact, no, it's a month before a year. Yeah, it was
a month before it took a year,
June,
but still, that's
June 30th, 2022.
But still, that's way too fucking long, bro.
It is.
I'm so scared. I'm afraid that it come back and people are not gonna fucking read it.
I mean, I swear I heard something. I feel like I thought someone talked about fucking anime or something. Honestly, let an anime studio.
I mean, it's on Jump.
Let an anime studio take it. Be a freaking consultant on it.
But the
still
fact
do
that it's
fine.
on Jump. I mean, if you're on Jump and you last more than 20 chapters, yeah, you're on the anime pipeline. But
Yeah.
no, I need the manga. I like the manga because I think it's very well framed.
It's cute as hell.
I think I love the structure of the paneling. I think the art is very clean. You know me, I like my slice of life. I like my easy reads.
Yeah, it's a shame it's not back, but like I said, fact of the matter is, it's just...
It's very cute, very authentic. I like its take on things. But, my God, it's been a fucking year, and it was like... I know, like, when it comes back, it's gonna be Jump Plus. Like, they've already... Like, people who, like, the Western manga tracking, they keep tracking it as a Jump series. But anything in Japan, it's got the Jump Plus logos on it now. So like when it comes back, if it comes back, it's gonna be on Jump Plus, which I think would be better. I think Jump Plus is far more forgiving, and I think that's our only hope for this
I
series
think Jump is...
Plus.
Oh, wait, you mean two series that might not be doing, like, amazingly?
Well, series would they get a little bit more time? Like if
It seems that
Red,
way.
If Hunter's Guild Red Hood was a Jump Plus series, we'd still have it
Hunter's Guild
today.
Red Hood.
We would still have it today. That magazine is far more forgiving. Case in point, Shibatarian.
When...
That's fucking trash now. I'm sorry.
Oh, is it?
It started out very good. I shouldn't. You know what? Calling it trash is so unfair.
Before you move on, I'm just gonna
I
say,
already
whenever
retract
I
that
think
statement.
whenever I think about you and fucking Hunter's Red Hood or whatever, I get the image of Loss in my mind.
Yeah, but fucking Shibatarian, you can tell this guy's very young, and he's very new to manga, and he's just been thrust into the fucking spotlight. That is an unenviable fucking position. Like, it's great to be on Jump Plus, but I think this guy's being set up for failure. I don't know. Like, I wish him the best, but this shit is very rough now. Like, the pilot chapter was fucking incredible, and you get this promise of a fucking dark psychological fucking drama. And now it's literally just a fucking action chase sequence. It's just a fucking surreal fucking story. It's a zombie fucking story. The art's getting rougher every week. I think he's taking a month off now. I'm pretty sure that a chapter just came out this week, and now, like, he's waiting a month. Because I think even now he's feeling the fucking grind. 6 chapters in, and he's on Jump Plus. Again, these guys are very forgiving. And so I think they're telling him hey, you can slow down. Careful. So he's definitely in the best place, but I don't know. This is getting very rough. I'm getting scared because this is a guy that this is starting to go wrong very fast. But otherwise, yeah, My Hero Academia, Horikoshi, please rest. Take a month off if you must. All right, we'll still be here. We talked about how we were placing bets on this ending in summer, and now I'm like, bro, this ain't ending till the end of the year now. I'm sorry. He's gonna keep taking time off like this. That's how it is. But otherwise, let's talk about
You see my
Chainsaw
point, though,
Man.
about Horikoshi, right?
Yes, I get it. But Chainsaw Man, chapter 131.
The anime won't be back for a while.
yeah. So while we were off, they had a big Mappa event, and they did nothing for Chainsaw Man. They're like, there's rumors going around that the director might be gone, but that's just a rumor. So we're not gonna talk very much detail about that. But if so, that's a huge fucking loss, because he was basically the reason that all fucking worked.
This chapter was all very visually cool and we learned a bit more, but I'm not really sure what it all
I
really
love how we are
means.
always so divided about what I call the best chapters of Chainsaw Man.
I don't know, it's like, wait, so you don't want this to happen? And it's like, I'm not sure if it makes sense.
Famine is very nonsensical. That's my big issue with Fam, is that her plans make no fucking sense.
No.
She wants Asa alive, but she's like, oh yeah, she'll stay in the stomach and then she'll starve in the stomach. It's like, why don't you just fucking ask her, man? This is fucking dumb. But why this chapter's so fucking cool is we get more Nayuta, where she's definitely aware that she's a control devil, and she talks to Fam, and Fam's like, join me, stop
yeah,
the
of course
apocalypse.
she's aware. Oh, wait, Fam knows she's the control. I was gonna say,
Fam knows Nayuta's the control devil.
Okay, yeah. I gotta
And
say,
Nayuta talks to her, and she's like, bro, I can't. I got school tomorrow. And she's like, but if the apocalypse, so Fam is against the apocalypse because
pizza
if not,
and tacos and all the good food.
pizza, tacos, and Chinese food, we won't have it in the apocalypse. I'm like, based, love this. And Naona's like, oh man, that fucking sucks. I'd love to help you, but I got school tomorrow. I just love this shit, man. This is my humor.
I don't know, it's good. It's just, lately a lot of the confrontations in Chainsaw Man end a little bit abruptly or almost...
Discussed this before. This ain't the action one.
I know.
The building shit
It doesn't
was
matter if
very
it's the
fucking
action
cool.
one. We have dedicated a long time to this fight, and it's just, I feel like...
But they breezed. This is the interpersonal one. This is about character interactions, this part.
None of this stuff actually had to happen, though.
Exactly. Yeah, again, Fam's fucking shit plans are so dumb and nonsensical.
Yeah, it's like if it...
but that's Chainsaw Man.
If we could
It's
actually...
not
No, if we could
Chainsaw
actually
Man.
chalk it up to Fam being kind of incompetent and actually saw what Fam was doing and how incompetent Fam is, if that's the case, like, she doesn't want this stuff to happen, and yet it does go down, that'd be a bit more interesting, but we haven't seen anything like that yet.
Yeah, but...
That's one of my issues.
But yeah, this whole shit just boils down to Fujimoto's like, I just did whatever was fucking cool. And again, at the end of the day, he warned us that part 2 was gonna be worse than part 1.
Yeah, but should we really allow him to just, like, I mean, you know... That's why I guess I'm being more critical. It's like,
As long
just
as he's
because
not
you said
shitting
it's
in a
gonna
shower,
be
he
worse.
can do whatever the fuck he wants.
As
If he's happy and he's healthy, and he keeps making funny shit like this, he can stay on the magazine.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Jump Plus, baby. He can do what the fuck he wants.
I still enjoy it, but it's just like, I just want it to be.
But yeah, no, if anyone's losing patience with Chainsaw Man right now, I can't fucking blame you. I'll agree with you on that front. If you're getting impatient with Chainsaw Man and this isn't fun anymore, that's
It's still
fair.
fun.
This is a miserable weekly read.
Yeah, kind of.
This is meant to be binged.
I don't know about that.
It's a weekly meme,
when is the
but if
full
you want to
one?
actually read this seriously, you gotta give it some space.
And we're waiting 2 weeks for another chapter as well. So it's a bit, yeah, it's a bit fucky right now, yeah. It was drawn really well, though. It was drawn really well. I guess, like, now the frickin' gravity falling devil is gone, I guess.
They go back to hell. That's what happens.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't hate it. It's just, I'm conflicted lately on it. I would rather move forward with Denji and Asa's relationship, or even War's relationship with Asa. Then suddenly it's, you know, Fam and fucking Nayuta getting in on the action. At this point, at least.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what part of the series you really enjoy. But for me, it's like, I just like to, for me, I just like that Fujimoto continues to surprise me with fun stuff.
No, I like, you know I like fun stuff. That's why I like stuff like Don't Come to School Tomorrow.
Hey, I swear I like fun.
I do like fun.
You gotta explain
but
that
I also
you like
want,
fun. Maybe you don't like fun.
I fucking love fun. I just want it
I'm
to
the
also be.
funnest fucker here.
I want it to be compelling at the same time, though.
I just like how Chainsaw Man reverses us. Because you know me, I like deeper shit in my manga.
Yeah, same.
But something about Chainsaw Man just scratches an itch where, like, I just, like, relax. And you're the one who just wants something more and deeper and interpersonal in Chainsaw Man, where I'm just like,
that's how I felt about.
let's
Well,
fucking
that is simply
fight.
how I felt about the first Chainsaw Man, though. Well, part 1 of Chainsaw, the first
I
Chainsaw
mean,
Man.
again, like the deeper shit's what got me in the Chainsaw. Like I saw Chainsaw Man initially, I'm like, this shit's stupid. But then when it got deeper, I'm like, okay, I'm in. And I think that goodwill, that good faith, I continue to carry with me into this. Where I'm like, I know this will make sense eventually. I'm just along for the ride.
I hope it does, but I also want it to be like, I just paced a bit more satisfyingly, I guess.
But pacing, you're not. He's gonna take a month off if you want better pacing. This has gotta be monthly issues if you want better pacing.
One Piece was pretty fucking cool. We didn't
One
learn
Piece?
that One Piece was pretty fucking
1085 was fucking awesome. I'll let you talk this one, Val.
cool. Okay then. So we cut back to King Cobra. Oh, but not before. I gotta talk about the door page. Frankie directing an army of sea turtles to the ocean for safety while sitting on a crab that would probably prey upon them with a big sign.
Yeah, that window page is fucking. It's not as hard as Crocs.
No,
but it's
no,
still
no.
pretty fucking cool. I enjoyed it too.
He's
But before we
saluting
get there,
them.
I'm sorry. I just got some notes from one of my contacts because I was like, "Hey, how's Ruri?" I asked him, "How's Ruri Dragon doing?" Like in Japan or wherever it's selling. Oh my god, it's still like a top 10 fucking seller in Japan. It's fine. There's only fucking 4 or 5 chapters. It's still fucking outselling fucking like most shit in Japan.
That's so. That's cool, but it's just so. It was just so like whatever I thought when I read it.
It's so cute.
It's cute, yeah, but I was just kind of like, I don't really care.
It's doing I didn't think I did not expect it to get an answer so quickly. And literally I just got, it sold 200 grand copies in the past.
No wonder
couple
they're
months.
not coming back. They ain't got to do shit for it to sell.
So far this year it's sold 200,000 fucking copies.
That's
Fucking
dumb.
Aliens area and all this shit they keep trying to push on Jump. All this shit they keep trying to push on Jump doesn't sell nearly as well. And for a series that has been on indefinite hiatus.
That is so like, what the fuck?
It's fucking based.
Anyway.
I like it when the good guys win.
Why are they a good guy?
Because it's a good series and the guys
It's not
and the
yet,
manga
though.
combined
It's
is very
6
sweet and
chapters.
nice.
We have no idea if it'd be good.
Sometimes all you need is 4 chapters, baby, to know it's a fucking hit. Okay? That's all Jump apparently needs to know. They'll fucking cancel fucking Red Hood, even though it's got a lot of fucking promise in the West.
Red Hood
Its
wasn't.
sales in the West
Red
are really good.
Hood didn't have that much promise. I think you know that.
The art was really
The art
fucking
was
good.
cool. It had a based Mommy Milker's Red
I
Riding
like
Hood
the
in
fucking meta humor of that. Ah.
it. They threw a tantrum and said, "I'm going to
No,
kill."
I agree with that. The ending fucking sucked. Like,
The ending was really
when they
fucking
found out
bad.
they were in Axe and they threw a fucking tantrum. I was like, based, but also, come on, man. Like you're one of
it's-
Horikoshi's assistants. Show some decorum.
I'm just like, dude,
Hori got
you
canceled
could-
3 times before this series. His My Hero went off. He didn't fucking throw a fit like this.
It's more like, dude, why don't you just like, save all those high concept ideas for your
Yeah,
next thing
I
if you
agree.
think
He's
they're
not
that
Horikoshi
good.
because he showed that in his attitude at the end. But still.
Like, I hate talking about how I would have ended it. I probably would have said that the kid fucking goes through that shit and goes, you know what? I don't want to be a fucking hunter anymore. Have his Bilbo Baggins where he has his big adventure and then he goes back fucking home.
Hey, we doesn't have a home. Didn't they like raise his fucking village?
I don't fucking know.
Pretty
I
sure
know that the
like,
wolves
killed
killed
his fucking.
Did the wolves
werewolves,
kill
like, killed his
everyone?
fucking village, didn't they?
I'm sure he saved some of them. Didn't he?
I think it was
has
a
been
revenge.
2
It was a
years.
revenge story because because basically the village leader ended up being a werewolf. He's like, "Fuck you! I want to fucking kill these fucking That's what happened. Is the village chief was a fucking class traitor, and he's like, "I'm gonna swear that this guy was my hero, and I'm gonna kill his ass."
Yeah, he let the wolves in the village and then they killed everyone from within or some shit. Or at least
Yeah.
the one did. Anyway, let's
But
get
yeah,
back to
One
One Piece.
Piece.
One Piece. King Cobra sees Eam, and basically, this just spells complete and utter doom for him. They even say to him, you can ask 2 questions, or you can ask a question,
and they will answer it. And when he asked the question, Eam just comes back with, such curiosity teeters on impertinence, it will not be dignified with an answer. Just goes, fuck you, Cobra, you're in no position to ask that question. I'm not even gonna answer it. That is
We're
how
not
little
guilty.
respect, that is how little respect that Eam has for, like, you know, one of these kingdoms. Just fuck you. And go on to answer some stuff about the poneglyphs. It's a lot of information. This was a pretty long chapter, a very wordy chapter, lots of talking.
It was good shit, though.
Help me out here, Ivan. Like, what did you gain from this? Or what did you garner from this?
Well, Vivi is from the D clan, first of all.
That's
which is
that.
fucking sick. Also, we are now experiencing the Buggification of King Wapol. It's what's happening right now. Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of divided on this.
It's I think all of the goofy villains are gonna come back.
I appreciate the character economy, but part of me is like, and I liked Drum Island, but I'm like, I didn't really like. Wapol never gave me that much of an impression. He was always just like a burner villain, like, oh, I'm such a piece of shit. I'm here to be punched. And now that he's getting kind of a retribution here, at least like narratively.
Well,
I don't know,
you know
man.
what? There could be.
We already have Buggy. I don't need another fucking Buggy. One Buggy is a fucking feast on its own.
Well, hear me
now they're
out.
gonna keep doing it.
So Oda obviously didn't plan for the like. There are people who still to this day go like, Oda knew everything from the start. He's like written everything down. Oda knows how he's going to end it, and I know he's known how he's going to end it for a long time. And I said the other week, I believe, that I always imagined that when this shit was going to go down, we wouldn't be going back to people at the very beginning of the story. It'd probably become just like wholly new characters, because Oda's been saying stuff like, you know this, One Piece starts now. The last 20 years, not even got to read it. You could start here and shit like that. And it's like you said with character economy, because I said something similar. I just thought it'd be all new people. But he's using these characters with such a long history in the series, like Wapol's, like, you know, interconnected to Chopper's backstory very heavily. He is Chopper's freaking nightmare, essentially, and the one who took everything away. Vivi is a character that came from, like, the largest, earliest arc of One Piece. Like, Alabasta was, like, what we would have now as like a freaking Dressrosa and everything. Alabasta was like the first of those when you get down to it. So I guess it makes sense when you consider that Oda's known how he's going to end it for a long time, because all of these characters are obviously, because he was obviously working at some point in the past with like, how am I going to end this if it's not going to be that big and I'm going to have this for like 10 years, like a good 10-year run. Something like that. Yeah? Are you following me so far?
Yeah, I'm following.
Ivan.
Yes.
So...
Can you not hear me?
I can, yeah. So you're following me so far. So it makes sense if he's like going back to these early characters, because he probably always intended for them, when it was originally like that they would have...
Yeah, like the stuff in me, like they're like, he always planned for these guys to be in the ending, but he didn't know how they were gonna get there.
Yeah, and he didn't know how far along this was all going to go. So now it's like Wapol and Vivi are working together, or at least Wapol is, you know, taking Vivi away.
That's just writing 101, baby.
Exactly.
Like, you plan your point A and your point B, but what happens in between, you know, that's...
And
we figure it out. We figure it out.
Also looks like this is kind of what has spurred on more action towards the Straw Hats as well, where you've got people at freaking Reverie, where a huge terrorist event basically goes down in the government's, like, you know, mind of it. And, you know, you got these two guys being like, yeah, we're part of the freaking Straw Hat fleet. It's like, what? We got the freaking, the rebels, we got, Sabo and shit, and now we've got freaking Straw Hats freaking... schmucks coming in here and causing trouble, attacking a celestial dragon. Fuck, we've got to do something about that, which explains why the government are, like, you know, suddenly on their way, even, like, with more information. It's like, oh, Monkey D. Luffy's there. We're fucking on it. I also really like this bit with the celestial dragons, which all look like they embody Logia-type fruits, and I imagine... So, what do you see here? I see what looks like a bull, a bird. I have no idea what it is on the right, but then I feel like it looks like there is an awakened user, because they've got like the raiment kind of thing on them. You've seen that, right?
You're talking about like the world government guys?
The 5-star elders.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them looks...
This is the stuff that got a little bit murky for me. Where they have powers, but they're like hiding them.
Yeah, it's a bit odd in the way that they do it. Like, I am also kind of like, why not just...
It's trying to express to us, the reader, that these guys are super powerful. Count on them to be end bosses. But we can't show them just yet.
I have always thought that these guys were going to be, like, end bosses to some degree. I always thought, like...
I think, for me, it was the fact that, these are some stuffy old men. Like, their power is all in control. And, like, if you actually put them in a fight, they'd fold like a chair.
They'd fold over, yeah.
But this is the moment now Oda's trying to express to guys like me who think that way, going, no.
I've never thought that way,
Count on
actually.
these guys to fucking bring some shit.
I have never thought that way because one of them has a fucking sword. Like, I've always thought that, like, yeah, they probably
it felt
have,
ornamental to me. It always felt ornamental. Like, yeah, I got a cool sword. I was probably a bit of a kick-ass in my youth, but now I'm just clinging on to the old days.
Nah, because they're not like celestial dragons. I mean, they probably are to some degree, but they look like they actually have their fucking shit together and are involved in... I mean, they're the most involved in things.
Yeah,
obviously.
but yeah, this is a primer. Like, hey, we're not ready. Oda's not ready to show this off just yet, but respect these guys. Put some respect on their power. It's not just political. These guys are physically powerhouses.
I will not be surprised if, like, One Piece will go on longer as well, because, like...
Oh, I told you 5 years minimum.
Maybe even longer than that, dude.
You said 3, I said 5.
Oda has literally set up, like, the whole freaking, what are they called? The God Knights and everything. Like, he set up these guys. He's talked about the God Knights, who are clearly a separate group. It's like, how are they going to come into it? Are the God Knights going to be... That's the thought. Is Oda going to start introducing, like, you know, these things less as, like, you know, individuals and more as, like, groups? So are the God Knights going to be, like, a single crew that the Straw Hats are going to go up against at some point? Is the question. Or are they going to be individuals who we may have met, we may already know, or entirely new characters? At least a few of them will be, I assume.
I mean, I said, like, Shanks being a God Knight, and his crew, his entire crew, like, the red hair pirates being God Knights is a very strong prevailing theory.
Yeah, but you know, also kind of ruins, ruins it though. You know what also ruins it though, or makes it like a bit weird, and it keeps you guessing. And I have been so mixed on it. The fact that there are fucking clones. I've been thinking on the clone thing for so long.
If you're
and honestly,
the Warlords of the Sea, they got your DNA.
In a way,
jack up from the cup.
I am liking the idea of clones a bit more as I go forward. Well, that's the thing. It's like when anyone can be a clone. It's like, yeah, anyone can be a clone, but it's kind of cool the way that they're going to be doing it. I was thinking on this really hard the other day, and I came to some sort of conclusion. I can't fucking think about it right now because I'm so goddamn tired. But I don't know. It's really grown on me as we've gone through. I think for all we know, Shanks might have a freaking clone. Oh yeah, that was it. Shanks might have a clone because, like, the person that was at Reverie, I may have mentioned this before. Like, we might have been looking at 2 different Shanks in the time that we've actually been going, for all we know. I also think that
that could explain some things, yeah.
I think that maybe
I like autonomy in my characters. I think Shanks himself being this complex.
Well, that's the thing. Just because you're a clone, doesn't mean that you don't have autonomy as a character. No. Because if Luffy turns out to be a clone of Goldie Roger, I'm gonna be a bit pissed off. But at the end of the day, it has gone. The entire story has done a really great job, and I know even the character would feel this way. That he is not Goldie Roger. He should not be defined by the circumstances of his birth.
One Piece is absolutely the anti-predestination.
Yes,
I
it will
agree.
be.
That's not my fear. My fear is that Shanks has a complexity about him, and you're shaving off complexity if you're going to put some blame on his clone.
I know, I don't want that.
It wasn't really me, Luffy, doing this shit. It was my clone. It's like, But I think Shanks'
for all
more
we
interesting
know-
when he's more complex.
For all we fucking know, we'll get a Final Fantasy 12 thing where it turns out that, like, the Shanks that we know is actually the clone of a fucking original Shanks or something. And that'll be like, this is in the worst case scenario where Luffy is just a clone of Goldie Roger or Joy Boy or something like that. Joy Boy is probably the biggest fucking
You know
one.
what, Val,
where
you're turning me
Luffy-
on this.
where
All the
Luffy-
characters should be clones of Frankie, Jinbei. They're all actually clones.
I hate it,
of
but
older
actually,
guys from the past.
that is probably the fucking case. But they're nothing like the older
Fucking
people.
Emu's a fucking clone. Fucking King Cobra. Vivi.
Are you being
Everyone's a
sarcastic?
clone.
Are you being
Time is a
sarcastic
flat
on this?
circle, and we're just telling the same story over and over again.
I hate that because that's basically what fucking Naruto does. But it's one of those things where
I
One
know,
Piece.
but it's more literal now.
I don't even know if you're being serious right now because I'm tired. I don't think
200 years ago, this story already fucking happened, and it'll happen again. Fucking come.
No. Here's the thing.
So they can
Out of all
happen
of them-
again.
Out of all of them, One Piece is the one where I genuinely believe they would actually address the situation. Because Naruto, like I said, if you actually read Naruto, you'll get there. I talked about it a lot. There are a bunch of fucking characters who are basically mirrors of the current cast, and they never really acknowledge that they're all the fucking same or they all go through the same shit. I think One Piece would actually at least go, wait, so it's just a fucking circle? And Luffy will absolutely throw a tantrum. I wouldn't be surprised if Luffy has one more fucking I'm done with piracy for like a little bit moment. Did you ever read
bored
Trigun?
of pirates. I want to be a cowboy now.
Did you ever read Trigun or watch Trigun, the original?
He sees clones. Fucking pirates are lame. I'm gonna be a cowboy now.
Dude, I could totally see
Sequel
Luffy.
series, One Piece Shippuden in the Wild West.
I could genuinely
With
see
robots,
Luffy doing that
because
though.
he said he wants to do a mech.
Have you read or watched Trigun?
Nope.
Okay.
I've seen a little bit here and there in pieces. I know what it is about, but
Well, in Trigun, there is a segment of the series where Vash the Stampede blows up a moon, I believe, or destroys a town in the middle of the series. Loads of people potentially die because of him, and he basically just becomes a recluse for like a year or something like that until he like gets back out there in the series. And like apparently this whole egghead thing is gonna be big. Like, Oda's really fucking setting up that this is gonna be absolutely fucking huge. I don't know if Oda would have the balls to have Luffy go from being on top of the fucking world, defeating Kaido and stuff like that, to having even a brief period where he needs to, like, recuperate or something, or, like, have some real deep fucking thoughts on a topic. Because I want Oda to go all out with this fucking series. It's why my friend recently said to me, One Piece doesn't have that much story left to tell. I'm like, au contraire, I think One Piece still has a lot that it can do, or should do, if it wants to keep... I don't want Oda to end it in 3 years, obviously. But the man deserves a break and all that. It's gonna be crazy. I know I've thrown a lot of theories out there, but there's just so much that could fucking happen from here. I'm gonna go on a tangent if I keep going. I'm giving myself a fucking head.
like I say, we're at the end of the line here. So
God damn, we are.
There's no time
I
for
am
more
reaching.
tangents. We had our tangents.
I think I am reaching like some type of One Piece critical mass with all like the stuff that is about to go on. I know I've been a bit down on it occasionally, but like shit, man.
We're on the precipice of something amazing happening.
Yeah, this shit is still so fucking engaging. I do agree with Oda that this is a perfect time to like just get into One Piece. Honestly,
it's the best time. Thank YouTube for that.
It's fucking
Okay,
sick.
that's the thing we should mention is that as of so while we were on vacation, another thing I should bring up, and this will be the last thing we discuss, is One Piece is now officially the most profitable franchise of all time. It just beat Harry Potter.
It did not beat Pokemon.
It beat Harry Potter. It beat Pokemon.
I call bullshit.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you know, I'm sorry. You're right. I didn't get specific enough. Not media franchise. Basically, like a literary franchise.
Okay, I can believe that.
Basically, if your franchise is rooted in literature, this is the most popular franchise of all.
Okay, I was gonna say, dude, there's no fucking way it beat Pokemon.
Because Pokemon, if you say by video game, it's Pokemon. But if you say by literature, it's One Piece.
I would say just as a freaking franchise overall, Pokemon. They sell the shirts, they got loads of accessories.
Yes, no, you are correct. Pokemon is still, like, by leaps and bounds, the biggest media franchise.
It is the
in
fattest
human
cat
history.
in the fat cat arena.
Yeah, but One Piece usurped Harry Potter.
That's pretty fucking cool. I'm so happy.
And I was because Steena's the one that found, like, we were talking about this on vacation. I said, you have YouTube to think about that. Because I've said this like in the earliest episodes of this podcast that 4Kids completely tarnished One Piece's reputation in the West, and YouTubers have been recovering it. In like since the pandemic, YouTube has been all about One Piece.
I mean, pandemic was the best time to get into One Piece. That's true.
Exactly, we had the time to do so. But yeah, that's all we got for this week. I'm looking at the calendar right now. Are you going to be available on the June 9th to record?
No, I will not. Wait.
No? Okay.
No, wait. Maybe. I might.
Okay,
I have a lot to do.
You have a lot to do.
Yeah, I will let you know. You know that.
So here's what's going to happen, folks. Next week, even though we just came back from vacation, either we're going on another break, Val might be here, or I might get a different guest for next week. We'll see how things are going. Like I said, I'm just getting back into the swing of things of work.
I might be gone for 2 weeks.
That's true. So I think in one of those weeks, I think we're definitely going to get a guest. Maybe 2 guest weeks. We'll figure it out. But for right now, as I'm getting back in the swing of things, this podcast is also just slowly getting back in the swing of things. So we might be going every other week for a little bit. Which is fine because, so are a lot of these manga, especially My Hero Academia, considering how Horikoshi's been going. So if we're back next week, celebrate. If we're not, relax. Have a nice lemonade on a hot summer day like me, because we are in summer vacation mode right now. Even though I'm mostly getting back to work, but I might use the downtime to crunch and catch up on some Spike's Family Abridged, because I know y'all want some of that back. The minute I release one thing, y'all want another thing, so I get it. But until then, everyone, take care. Thanks for rejoining us after the break, and stay with us after the next one. Peace out.
Mind the gap as you exit our podcast safely. Rebuild of JOYCAST is hosted by Ivan LeRoy and Valentine Stokes. LeRoy's written and directed works can be found on the JoyRide Entertainment YouTube channel and the soon-to-be-released original web manga, PARAMEDIC. Val's dulcet tones can be heard in many of your favorite anime and web series, such as RWBY, Lackadaisy, Gunbuster, Death Battle, and more. This episode was edited by Steena Carey, with YouTube version edited by Cody Rock. Music provided by Lofi Geek. Intro and outro narration by Steena Carey. Outro music composed by Michael Pejovich. Logo and visuals designed by Ivan LeRoy. Motion graphic by Icaro Gabriel 17. Rebuild of JOYCAST is produced by JoyRide Entertainment and Rock Voice Productions LLC, and made possible thanks to Patreon donations from generous listeners like you. This month's highest tiered Patreon producers are Mr. Host, Gooner Bear, MerryBowTie, Hope D. Cruz, Phantom Thief, and Shawn Bekaert. If you would like your name shouted out at the end of each podcast, an invite to our private Discord to interact with fans and cast and crew, or early access to all our content, be sure to check out the JoyRide Entertainment Patreon. Links provided in the description. Thank you for keeping JoyRide's engine burning.